Voting Theory Class 1 Video 3. In this video we're going to talk about another aspect of social choice theory. We're going to talk about voting theory. Voting theory is going to be the topic which we're going to study for the remainder of this particular module. Okay, so what exactly is voting theory? Well, it's the study of how to determine the result of an election given everyone's preferences. Okay, so the types of questions which one asks is how to choose a winner given everyone's preferences. Okay, which is non-trivial. What are the different types of voting systems, of electoral systems? Okay, because there's more than just the plurality, the first past the post, which is so common nowadays. There are many different types of electoral system. So we're going to look at the different types of them, and we're going to ask how fair are they? How fair are the different voting systems? Okay. But first, for this video, let's just consider a particular example. Okay, so let's suppose that there's a highway referendum and the electorate consists of 100 voters. So there's 100 people who are going to be casting votes. And I make the assumption that everyone votes. Okay, so I don't really want to focus on issues of people choosing not to vote or stuff like that. When there are 100 voters, all 100 people vote for this module. Okay, they have three options to choose from. Option I is build an interstate highway, which would cost $1 billion. Option S is to build a state highway, which is like a lower quality highway than an interstate highway, and it would only cost 300 million. And then option N is don't build a highway at all. Okay, so they have three options, and they go to vote, and I've collected the information here. So you know that 37 people voted for I, 32 voted for S, and 31 voted for N. So we see that I got the most votes. Okay, so you might conclude that building an interstate highway is the thing which best represents the desire of all of the people, right? Because in a situation like this, you want to choose what would make most people happy, right? You want to best represent the desires of your electorate. You have 100 voters, this is how they voted. Most of them voted for I, so maybe I is the best thing to do. Maybe I should win. Okay, and that's a perfectly reasonable thing to think. But maybe now let's suppose that you decide that you want more information. Okay, instead of just asking the electorate to vote for their top choice, now you're going to ask the electorate to completely rank their preferences. So instead of just saying like I want I as my top preference, you want them to tell you their top preference, their second top, and their least preference. So there's another election, and this is the result. Okay, and the way you interpret this one here is interpreted as I is best, then S second best, then N like third best or last place. Okay, so that's how you interpret this. You say the one on top is the most preferred, and then the middle one is the next most, and then the one beneath is the next most. Okay. Well, some things to note. You still have 28 plus 9, which is equal to 37 people who want I as their top choice, which is consistent because up here 37 people want I as their top choice. The only difference is now you have this extra information down here. Now you also know how they feel about their second choice and their third choice. Okay? So just to check it's all consistent, you have 32 people who want S as their top choice. 32 people. So that's good. And then 31 people who want N as their top choice. 31 people who want N. Okay? So the number of top choice preferences has not changed. But one thing to notice now is that 30 people plus 31, so that's 30 plus 31 equals 61, want I in last place. Okay, so 61 people want I least of all. That's their least favorite option. So even though 37 people have I as their top choice, 61 have it as their bottom choice. So maybe I is quite a polarizing option, and maybe by choosing I, you make 37 people happy, but you make 61 people sad. So maybe that should be taken into account when you make the decision of what to do. Okay. I'm not going to tell you like what is the correct thing to do, because there just is no correct thing to do. There's just varying levels of incorrect, pretty much. Okay, but answering these sort of questions, trying to answer these sort of questions, like what's the fairest thing to do, what would make the most people happy or the least people unhappy, that's what voting theory is all about. Taking all of this information about how the electorate voted, how they feel, and trying to conclude, trying to produce some sort of outcome, some sort of ranking. That's what voting theory is. And that's what we're going to spend the next few classes, the remainder of this module, talking about. Okay, that's the end of this example, and that's the end of this video.